Charles, the Duchesses, the Windsors, the blah, 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 whoever you can think of, they come from this weird tribal system. Even in Japan, the exact same thing. Their leadership, their emperor, they still have one, comes from one of the tribal systems.
Yeah, it's a joke.
Yeah, I know, just kind of only work. And it's the opposite of what I want. Like, I desire unity with the UK one day. But I desire that in the form of the Republic, where they would join us as citizens, we would provide them the Constitution, they would have voting rights, it would be equality as citizens.
So good. That would be amazing.
Wouldn't it be amazing? That's the dream. And instead, Donald Trump's like, we're going to do the opposite. And it's like, whoa. Yeah, if we join the Commonwealth, does that bring, like, EU regulations to us? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand. I'm not sure the extent.
Not anymore.
I'm worried. I definitely am worried. I have the red hat on, too. I'm a Donald Trumper. I love Donald Trump. This is a giant red flag to me, though. It's massive worry.
Yeah, it's just because he wants to be king, I reckon if someone's smart enough and just gives him the title, some kind of fake title, he'll be happy.
This is why you're totally correct. This is why we were calling it Napoleonic era, or I was calling it a Napoleonic era. Yeah. That's exactly what Napoleon did. He was just a brigadier general. He had a royal bloodline, but no heir, no claim, no title, and he just became a brigadier general, shooting artillery shells. Through his success, became the Emperor of France. And what happened? How was he rewarded in the end? Exile, and his family died on an island. There was nobody left. It is like, all for you to join their club, and you led a revolution, you almost had the aristocrats destroyed, where a republic was there, and in the end, King Louis came out still on the other side. A king. All you did was build a worse king through your fucking arrogance, and I think that's what Trump has done, a Napoleonic era.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and we may get a king, and it won't be him. That's the problem. He thinks he's going to be rewarded in the end. I bet he ends up exiled, just the same way that Napoleon was. I don't think he'll be held in some type of war type, system or criminal courts. He'll be exiled the same way he was in 2020. He'll just have to go live at Mar-a-Lago again, and then we'll be under King Charles, and we'll be fucking screwed. Or King William, whoever the next king is.
King Charles and his gross fingers.
Yeah, his gross fingers, and people say he's got no power. It's symbolic. I'm like, yeah, he's just a king, a leader of an entire church, but it's symbolic. It's nothing.
Public money, yeah, it's just symbolic.
Yeah, there's no it's so stupid when they say that, because it's like they spend millions of dollars to continue this. For what reason? If it's just symbolism. They have a parliament. We don't need it over here. We have massive power. No, that makes no sense to say they have nothing. And I know what it is, he pointed it out earlier, Donald Trump wants to, I guess, get recognition as some type of Germanic tribal leader and be recognized as a family now, one of the new families or something like that. And it's just I don't like this anymore. I don't like what's happening at this point. And I do now see what they're talking about, and there's his ethno ideology. It does appear to be part of. It's not white nationalism. That's why I didn't recognize it as white racist nationalism, because I know white nationalists. I know fucking meth head rednecks, and they're not advanced. So I was like, that's not, Donald Trump's not a meth head redneck. So when they said it, it didn't make sense. I see it now. It is the European Germanic ideology that Hitler held.
Yeah.
And I like him as a populist. He's been useful. But now, joining the Commonwealth, this is fucking bullshit.
Yeah, but
what happens if
that's such a while.
Well, look what happens if you impeach him. Now we get J.D. Vance, and it's even worse. He's going to do the same shit.
If there ends up being some kind of war.
I hope not. That's what it feels like. It feels like we're going to have some effed up war.
When you guys are going to be welcome in the Caribbean, it's going to suck for you. It's not going to be good.
And that's one thing I'm pissed off about is it's we're supposed to be equal to the Caribbean and what it's another island. That's what the Commonwealth is little tiny shitty countries that join together. France can't join the Commonwealth. France's colonies can join the Commonwealth, but France is important. So France joins the EU. But we're just, and that 12-tribe structure. We're not part of the 12-tribe structure, so we're not allowed to join the EU, but we can join the Commonwealth. And it's just like, I don't understand what the fuck has happened. And I'm wearing the red hat, and I'm confused now because I've supported something that I didn't know.
Yeah.
Was there regret? I guess so. I didn't expect it. I guess I did regret it. I mean, it's not like I wanted Kamala, but shit.
Not very
See, everyone rationalizes, like Trump and King Charles will rationalize with Utopia, saying we are going to rebuild a better future for all of our peoples in the English language. Even him making the English language the national language is like probably
Well,
one
I
more
was saying
step.
earlier, he was even making that point, that Indian fella. He's like, hey, we all speak English, don't we? We should all be English and love each other because we're English. And I'm like, what the fuck was that? I'd never heard that before, but he had been prepared. He's saying exactly what you said and had already known this knowledge. Continue. I'm sorry I interrupted you. I'm smoking weed, so I pop on.
See, this could be a strategic response also to China, India, and because really China is just so big, and their people are so highly organized, and they're manufacturing all the goodies in the world. Like, I don't know, it's become such an integrated global hegemony that, like, if this is true and the American Revolution. See, my uncle says that the revolution was technically a civil war, and the Civil War was technically a revolution. And I think that's actually very accurate.
Yes, he's got it completely correct. It's like people don't know this, but the European countries, France, Britain, Spain, Portugal, they all tried to support the South. I mean, they gave the North like support, but they tried to keep selling stuff to them. And it was Russian blockades that stopped them from doing so. Russia helped the Union.
So Zach, we're talking about how Trump is going to pull the rug on the United States and join King Charles's Commonwealth because he's been co-opted and blackmailed, and he's going to get the Senate by 2/3 majority to approve it, and the English-speaking countries will be united again. It may sound ridiculous and stupid, but it's technically global politics. Because if King Charles says, "Hey, Donald, like, you owe us, and we love you, and we want you to like try to get this done for us. Do you think you could sell it?" He'd be like, "I could try it. I could try it." See, the conspiracy is that even though we're 40 trillion in debt, we've got 200 trillion plus in assets. So every American could technically be a millionaire instead, because we don't have a revolutionary spirit and we're not free. We choose to say, yeah, we all owe $1 million instead. And so if we really wanted liberation, the problem is the banking monopolies. And how they're technically global and all just members of a never-ending door of global banking. So
They're Jews.
I'm not bringing up somebody's mother's, religion. Like, I don't go that way. I just go and trying to describe the situation agnostically and accurately. I don't care what somebody's religion is. I just want to
What you have to do with tribalism. Say it's not just the Jews. The Jews also have a banking structure, but then there's 12 Germanic tribal banking structures, and then there's 12 Japanese tribal banking structures. And it goes the same way. Those 12 families of each structure own a banking system. And that's what they call their kingdoms now. Instead of your gold going into the hoarding wealth of a kingdom's throne underneath his seat, it goes into his bank account where then he can leverage it and lend it out and use it as bonds and et cetera, et cetera. And it works the same way. Those, like, we even have it here. The 12 systems that we use are the Germanic ones. We use the 12 banking Germanic families for our system over here. And sometimes we can outsource it to the 12 Jewish ones. But it's not just the Jews. There are elites that control it, and there are Jewish elites that exist within that elite.
I agree with you about the theory of 12 primal tribes amongst every nation vying for power. I think that's actually pretty accurate. And but
well, look at the Queen Elizabeth's last name. That's 3 of the tribe names right there. Of the Germanic tribe.
So much.
But see, a tribe is like implies like tribal leaders forming a coalition. I mean, it's not just the Bill Gates family and the Warren Buffett family and the Musk family. It's like, I mean, the modern day tribe is the corporation in a way. Like, it's the network.
No, well, the corporations are connected to those tribal families. It's definitely the families. The Visigoths, Goths, Angles, I forget what the Italians are even called. And then you go to, like, Africa, there's the Berbers, there's the Bantus, and you go to Japan, there's 12 again. I'm not even, like, saying this is a theory. This is measurable theological stuff for some reason. They're not only that, there's 12 haplogroups in science for DNA, for humans. 12 haplogroups. So even at the base level, 12 is a relevant thing. I'm not sure what it is, but it does make up, at least in the political structure, these 12 families that control a lot of America.
Have you guys ever considered the possibility that industrial civilization is itself inherently exploitative?
Yeah, it's livestock. That's what people are, is livestock. That's the whole purpose. And the problem with it is when you automate your livestock, they'll no longer need it. People don't seem to realize that. And if the master no longer needs us, then guess what they do? They cull you. Not kill, cull. But, culling is killing himself. Yeah, we're training domestic pets.
I guess I just feel like if you're talking about the global banking structure, it just seems so big. If the global banking structure is really a problem, like, we're fucked. We would be better off spending our time learning how to weave baskets, so that when civilization collapses, at least somebody still knows how to weave a basket.
I mean, you're definitely right, because I've always tried to explain to people, I'm like, you don't understand how wild you actually are. If there wasn't a store to sell you a TV and a cell phone and give you Wi-Fi and a guy to show up and fix your internet, you would be outside naked. You wouldn't be able to build any of that shit. You wouldn't have a house to be in. You'd be a naked fucking animal running around in the woods. That's what
They'd be dead.
Well, they would either be dead, or if they survived long enough, naked animals. They wouldn't have clothes. There's no Abercrombie and Fitch. They might have some fur that they cover over, but if we actually took regular people today and threw them in that situation, they would be wild fucking animals. They have no ability.
Well, of course.
Advance themselves beyond that.
That's the problem. I don't know if you guys want to talk about rewilding, but here we go. But that's the problem with the naked and afraid and alone and our whole concept of survival is that we're going to get tossed into the wilderness as we are with the skills that we have, and that would be the scenario that would be most exciting. But of course, that's not ever how it was for native peoples or indigenous peoples. They were born into a community, like they already had balls in the air, so they were born into a juggling family, and then when they got old enough, somebody tossed them a ball. They're like, hey, come hunting, or hey, help mash these beans, or hey, here's how to make leather clothing. But yeah, obviously we've all but lost the majority of those skills. So if the three of us were tossed in the woods, we might be okay. But if 3 average people were tossed in the woods, they'd be fucked.
Well, I mean, if all 3 of us were tossed in the woods, we would not be able to invent a single thing of advanced technology. And what I mean by that is that they have a patented, almost secure lock on that information, on information in general like that. If we get tossed into the woods, even if we had 100 people, the effort for us to be able to combined resources, find the resources in one, combine them into technology and advance it for use would be almost nearly impossible. For us, 1,000 people, even if we had like 10,000 people, it would be a very hard thing for us to do. But they have commanded a system where they are able to do it, which means that we are at a disadvantage because we're very basic, we're very human. And they are not basic, they are not human. They do have the capability to perform advanced technology. It's not me and you that do it. Even if you go work at the job, they're the ones that made that happen. They are the ones that command the massive wealth, the power, the infrastructure to get that done. They're very scary fucking creatures, whatever they are, if we're being for real. And it's because they've been around for 10,000 years and been building this massive family structure where all of us are, like what you said, just a domestic product that is used to help build their infrastructure to achieve these things. Because again, 100 people, 1,000 people, we would not be able to build a computer. They built this. They built the entire population so they could achieve cell phones in our hands. And it takes billions of people just to make that happen. And they made that happen. And that's a scary fucking power that they have. But it's something we can't acknowledge that is real. That those families have done a crazy thing. And they have massive wealth and an extreme infrastructure. Took them 10,000 years to get here.
So wait, so say what you want about Jeffrey Epstein for being a piece of shit, but like they killed him, and as a Jewish guy, like I gotta like sympathize with him a little bit. And so what I'm trying to propose is that this was a secret plot by MI6, and Epstein as a loose associate or a direct connect. They still killed him, so it's like. The whole thing with the law is like Jeff couldn't keep anything under wraps. Everything got out. All these girls ended up suing him in the press because it's so salacious. Like it drew so many eyeballs. What I'm saying is like they won. Like intelligence has won. If Trump sells us out and gives the United States.
All right, so I'll explain the Epstein-Andrew connection. What it is that Epstein is one of the Jewish 12 tribal family names. It's one of the ones connected to, I've heard it's the religious fucking one, whatever they call themselves. And that's the reason why MI6 is connected to it as well. That is, again, the elites working with the elites in an operation and their war against each other. So that's why you keep seeing Jews all over the place. They're pretty integrated, but there's also Arabs that you see all over the place. Saudis, maybe not in the Epstein case, but other cases. And it's because that's a different tribal warfare structure happening. It's all about the fucking tribes. It's all about the tribes. I'm telling you, just look into it a bit. You're going to see it, and you're going to be blown the fuck away.
I know, but like I don't have any clear evidence to prove to me like, hey, I met somebody in a tribe. You see what I'm saying? Like the word tribe is problematic. I think it needs a new word.
No. Well, that's the reason why is they've hypnotized. You got a little hypnosis there where they've given you words like Native Americans mean tribes. Tribe is basically an origin ethnicity that you hold. So the Anglos is like that's almost like an ethnic group. The Anglo-Saxons are a mixture between those two ethnic groups, and then what the Queen is supposed to be a three-way mixture between the royals of three different of the ethnic groups. So it's like an ethnic breakdown of these tribes where they work together in this way, and it's all based in you don't even know who you're fighting for, but it is based in national power. Like she doesn't have these names for no reason, and she's not in command of a massive empire for no reason. That also commands a massive bank for no reason. They're very, very real things. If you want proof of it, the Queen and King of England are the best proof I can give you. Actually, even the Saudi princes as well. They also claim to be connected to one of the tribes, a combination of like 4 of them or something like that, and they intend to continue to find others to breed with until they've combined and made it one person of 12. It's very weird shit, but it's very, very real. That's what their entire basis of claim to be royal is built on.
So, if I swiped right 100 million times on Hinge, do you think I could possibly get married into one of the primary tribes?
Probably not. You have to be a royal.
I'm laughing over here. Like, so when I went to
That's the only way. The rest of us are just peasants. Our tribe doesn't actually matter. What matters is only the royal tribes. That's what their ideology is built on. They don't see me and you, no matter if we're part of their tribe or not, as equal. They see us as mutts.
And these tribes are secretly the owners of the largest banks in the world.
They're the owners of every bank in the world, every institution, and every government that you see except for the United States government, but they have been infiltrating it and trying to take it over.
Do you think you might have tribal derangement syndrome?
TDS? Do I have TDS? I don't know, man.
You have TDS?
Yes, it's TDS, tribal derangement syndrome, like Trump derangement syndrome. It's a new one. But no, I'm nearly positive it's real shit. I gotta be for real with you. I think that it's very, very serious. It is what is happening. Yeah, I don't mean tribe like African tribes. Like, I'm fucking this tribe from this city or whatever the fuck. I'm this gang. Like, it's the original word tribe. Like, it's like families. And that's the best way to describe it, is family names. And their traced lineage makes them royal. They're the head of the family. And that's why the queen is the queen. There's a lot of Windsors out there, whatever the fuck their last name is. But she's the queen, the head. Well, she's dead. King Charles is the guy. I get stuck on her because she's a good example of a psyop. Little old lady. You look cute old lady, oh, she's so harmless, and it's like, that's a fucking queen. It commands massive power. You know, I've been ranting to you about this for about 3 hours now. I can't help it, but I love it. I fucking just can't believe this has happened. Donald Trump had a good
It's kind of interesting because, you know, like, after the Battle of Yorktown, it's like their mafioso state didn't stop. The empire didn't stop. It only expanded elsewhere, you know, and they started reinvesting elsewhere, like India and Australia and Canada. Like, they lost their investment here. Like, they were repelled, and they didn't just stop doing what they're doing, and they never stopped plotting. Okay, so this has been Trump joining King Charles, Commonwealth, US, UK, India. I hope you've enjoyed this podcast. The United States is going back into the UK, or re-merging with London. Washington, D.C. and London are one again. That's the theory. So thanks for coming. I hope you've enjoyed. James has provided us with lots of content and fun. We're going to be shutting down this recording. It's been a gas. Let's start. Let's see what else is available.
I can't believe that she worked for Ben Shapiro. Like, this didn't come up in the interview. Like, how did you go from working for him to 180 degrees different?
Have you looked into her husband?
Looked into what?
Who are you talking about? I'm just assuming.
Danny, I'm sorry I didn't notice you raising your hand before. I apologize.
Yeah, I love it. Thank you, baby. I appreciate you.
How old are you? 24?
Oh, bless your heart. You had me a hello. I'm actually, I turned 56 last night. Yeah.
Oh, wow. You look good. You look good.
Thank you, baby. I'm really 112 because I live 2 lives. But that's
a black person in their right mind would be like, oh, yeah, I want to.
What do you know about Judaism that, like, it would be different for a black person than a non-black person?
I mean, it's just for Jews, ethnic Jews. It's an ethno-religion, right? So
no, that's not true. It's not just for, no, that's fundamentally false. Your understanding of Judaism is actually false. So therefore, we as Jews can tell you why that's false, but I'm just going to start by saying fundamentally that's incorrect. And so therefore, I don't think that you have the ability to determine.
Well, you're also black, and you don't really know.
No, but I know Judaism.
Yeah, you know Judaism, but you know it from for your people though, because you're.
No, you can't define no, because what I'm saying is you don't have. I am Jewish.
Okay, yeah. So
you don't have to. You don't come from a place. The black guy do. But guys, please don't
each other.
But that you don't have the knowledge to say what your people are. You don't come from that people.
Yeah,
You can't define my people.
I'm people as in black people, and they don't belong in Judaism. You do because you are Jewish ethnic.
He's black. So what?
Oh, so Matt, you're black now?
It doesn't matter what I am.
Oh, now it doesn't matter.
I'm Jewish.
Hello, Dr. Frankie. Put me in the queue. I get the feeling that this conversation is cyclical and will just keep repeating itself. This is pointless. Can we get to title of the room? Why do Arab attack Israel?
We were talking about each other, only let and leave talk. No one talk.
So Bev, right? You're saying that Judaism is not meant for like black people.
Yeah,
right?
that's
your position, right?
Correct.
But if you don't fundamentally know or have a full understanding of Judaism, how can you come to that conclusion from a place of you know,
I know it
knowledge?
doesn't, like black people don't belong in Judaism.
Yeah, but how can you say that if you like? I can't say that something. I can't talk about like chemical compounds or something about some type of science that I don't have the understanding of that science.
So we're not talking about science here, so that's like.
But we're talking about something, right? And I have full knowledge of that something, and you clearly
Are
don't
black
have full
people
knowledge of
mentioned
that
in the
something.
Torah?
So.
Do black
No.
people mentioned in the Torah? No.
Yeah, but that is fundamentally a falsehood for your argument because not explicitly.
Interesting.
No, it's not interesting.
There's
You're
even
coming from a place of like
and
that's like saying
in the Bible, but not in the Torah. So proving my point, it's only for ethnic Jews. It's not for that's not ethnically Jewish.